Hello chaps, John with you, and it's time now to start another project. Yep, and as usual before I start a project, start off with an unboxing. Okay, it's going to be one of my typical unboxings where I just take a quick look at the parts. That's all I really want. We're going to see what you're getting in the box. Are the instructions complicated, full of bad drawings, that kind of thing? What's the condition of the parts? How many parts are there? How many sprues are there? What are we paying our bucks for? What am I lashing out for? Are they rubber band tracks? If they are rubber band tracks, are they good rubber band tracks, or are they sort of cheap, nasty rubbish? Are they link in length, or are they individual link? And if they are, what's the moulding in them like? So that's what really I'm looking for when I do an unboxing. Quality of the plastic. Is there any flash? Quality of the mouldings, things like that, and the instructions again, like I said, and what kind of tracks are there? Oh yeah, decals, and what other little bits and pieces are they giving you? Is there a P in it? Is it sort of metal toe cables? Is there a metal barrel? All that kind of stuff. So in other words, what are we paying for? What are you paying for when you buy this kit? So this week's kit, it's like as if we do a new kit every week. Well, this project's kit is this, okay? It's from Hobby Boss, okay? And as you can see, it's a rather large box, nice size. Leopard 2 A6M, can means Canadian. It doesn't mean that it can do things. It's in 1/35 scale, and like I said, it's quite a large box. So, without further ado, let's take a look at what's in the box. Okay then, so here we have it, and as per all these sort of standard unboxings that everybody seems to do, and I must admit I do it myself as well, we have a look at the box itself, and it's made of cardboard. It's a box. It's a top opening box. I like top opening boxes. Talieri do those side opening things, which I bloody well detest. They're always hard to work on. So start off, we got a nice drawing there, because it's not an actual photograph or anything like that. It's an artist's rendition of a Leopard 2 A6M, Canadian one. And we've got the can't remember exactly which one the Canadians use, but we've got a striker type thingy there in the background and a couple of troops deployed around. I presume it's Afghanistan, because the Leopard 2 A6M was specifically designed, believe it or not, and adapted for use in Afghanistan. It shows the side slat armour and all that for stopping the RPGs and things. Okay. It says it's 135 scale, ages 14 plus. The length is 318 millimeters and the width is 125 millimeters. On the side here then, it tells us that this particular one came out in 2017. Okay, made in China, and a little bit of boomph there on the Leopard 2 A6M, Canadian variant of the Leopard 2 A6. Significant modifications include distinctive boxes mounted on the rear of the turret bustle, and a few more bits and pieces like that. You can sort of pause that and read that for yourself if you want to. I'm not going to read it out for you. I'll leave that all up to you. Okay, so then it gives us sort of the painting option for it. Okay, there is only the one sort of painting option for it. 3-color camo, green, brown and black. It says we've got some photo etch parts as well. Okay, and most of all, this product is not a toy, because if it was a toy, us adults wouldn't be playing with it. No, that we would not. Now I'm looking for a parts count. I don't seem to kind of get one at the moment. Just as main material is PS plastic. No, just not suitable for 3 years or above. Okay, so we're not getting anything on parts count. Nope, nothing on that side, and nothing really on that side. Just a picture of the thing. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, and let's see what we're getting for our money. Ta-da! What are we paying our shekels for? Okay. Now, as you can see, it's a pretty stacked box. They're all in plastic. I will take them out of the plastic as we get to them. Not now, but we'll do them all one by one. We've got a bag here with our sort of appears to be upper and lower turret parts. That's one. We get a bag here with wheels. There's 2 bags of sprues. Suspension parts. 3. Parts. More parts. That's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bags of sprues. A couple of them had double parts in them. Right, this one here now has polycaps. Let's go back over those again now. Just a quick look. This one here is a large sprue and a small sprue. So that's what, 1, 2, 3. This one is duplicated. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 in that one. That's 12. 2 in that one. 14. We got one here, 15. So we've got 15 sprues of parts. That's quite a lot. Okay, that is quite a lot. Now, so we've got 15 sprues of all varying sizes. Some large, some small. Some are double, some aren't. Okay, we've got rubber band tracks. Okay, we will have a look at them all now in a while. Closer. Have a close look at them. We've got our lower hull. A lot of the suspension things and all that marked into it. Okay. We've got a little box here that has our upper hull. Okay. Pop that back into its little sleeve. Right, on then to paperwork and stuff, right? Oh, we've got plenty of paperwork. We've got our instruction manual, okay, booklet form, okay, printed in black and white. We've got a glossy sheet here, one-sided, that has got our colour scheme, okay, our painting guide, quite nice. We've got a bag here with some clear parts, okay, piece of plastic, and we've got our Decals transfers stickers, okay. Hard to see, but I'm still trying to see through plastic. Okay, we've got a piece of photo etch, which has got grills and things on it, and we've got a little bit of thread. Got another photo etch fret there, and another little one then on the back. So this thing keeps going in and out of focus, doesn't it? And we've got some ration pack boxes. Okay, some ration boxes. Little car there, you can make up your little wooden box, little cardboard boxes, and that's it. Okay, so let's get everything out of its bags, and we'll have a closer look at the parts, instructions, and all that kind of stuff. Now, we're going to start off with the instructions as we normally do, and then we'll move on then with the parts themselves. Okay, so starting with the instructions, like I said, it's in booklet form. Okay, Front page here gives a picture, the same picture that's on the cover of the box. Please read before operation. Now, carrying out an operation, that's what we're doing. A quick guide as to what some of the symbols mean in the instructions, and a method of applying decals, transfers, stickers. Okay, we get a nice sprue map there, okay, telling us what each of the sprues are, all that kind of lovely stuff. And then we're into the construction of it, okay. And as usual, we start off with wheels. They always seem to start off with the wheels, don't they? Okay, so you're starting off with the wheels, then we're into the construction of the suspension, more of the suspension, and fitting the rear plate and the return rollers. Okay, so that is step 2. Step 3 then has us doing basically the other side, fitting our wheels and the tracks. An extra plate then for underneath, protection plate for mines, I presume. Fitting our tracks, okay, and then we got to do some drilling, some holes to be made in the upper hull. Fitting our transparent parts into the vision blocks. Okay, some more cutting and removing, and playing around then, some more playing around with the upper hull. Fitting our side parts and the rear part of the upper hull. The extra armor parts, tools, more drilling and things, loads of drilling. Make sure you got yourself a nice drill bit. Okay. Fitting on the side skirts, and onto the top of the hull, onto the lower hull. Some PE parts, making up the tow cables, fitting clips there for putting on the explosive not the explosive ERA, but the mesh, slatted mesh armor, okay, and the RPG stuff, okay, fitting all those, getting them finished off, and then we're into the turret. The gun appears to that to be a 2-piece barrel, okay, fitting the barrel in to the housing, so it'll go uppy downy. So we've got an uppy downy shooty thing. Okay, more turret parts and bits and pieces, loads of turret parts and loads of bits and pieces. The turret basket. Okay, playing around with the turret basket and bits and pieces that go into the turret. That pointy bit at the front of the turret, getting all that sorted out, and all the extra add-on armor and smoke launchers and baskets and God knows what else that goes onto it. Fitting the little shooty thing. We got some of that nice slatted armor for the turret as well. Okay, and then fitting the turret to the tank. Okay, so that's your instructions, nicely explained there by John. Okay, the rest of the paperwork. We've got this piece here, which is the those ration packs. Okay, they don't give you the actual rations; they just give you the boxes, which you've got to kind of cut out and make yourself. We like that, cutting them out and making them ourselves. But there's a nice close-up of them anyway. Okay. First strike ration. Okay, some more then. And you can make up your nice little ration boxes. A couple of different, 2 different types of ration boxes there. And actually there's more. There's these 6 here are all one kind, and then we've got different colours. So excuse me, for my knowledge of ration packs, they'd be just say the different meals that would be in them, whether you get beef, chicken, or a vegetarian option. Yes, armies have gone all sort of PC now with their vegetarian options. The rest of the paperwork, then we've got the colour scheme. Okay, nice camouflage colour scheme there, and the colours that are used. Mr. Hobby, Vallejo, Model Master, Tamiya and Humbrol. The only one they're giving you is XF62 for the Tamiya one anyway. Okay, but you can see it there: sandy brown, flat black, wood brown and dark compass ghost grey. Whew, that's a name and a half, isn't it? Dark compass ghost grey. In this little one here, where we've got our decals and that piece of plastic that is kind of sort of semi-cut for those your glass sections. Now you can use them or any other option that you have yourself. Personally, I don't like using these, but there is a thing you can use, especially for the periscopes. Okay, and that's using a thing called glue and glaze. Okay, where you just sort of fill a little bit around and you can go across, and you can do all that after the painting scheme, which is quite nice, because otherwise you've got to go masking these off because they've got to fit them from underneath. Okay, so there's our clear parts. Then we've got our decals. Our decals, Decals, transfers, stickers. Okay, such controversy over what people call them. Okay, personally I call them decals, but you can call them what you want, because, you know, I mean, if you get it yourself, it's your kit, and you can call them what you want. You can call them little shiny sticky things if you want to. Okay, so we've got 2 Canadian maple leaves there. We've got a white cross. We've got a number there, number plate, and a number plate, and whatever those 2 little white ones are, which I can't really see because they're very, 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 very faint. So I presume they're, say, unit, whatever unit. Now, being white, you know, and the vehicle itself being green, they'll stick out a mile. But on a light blue background, they are practically impossible to see. Okay, so there's our decals. Now I'll put the decals and then back into the bag because we don't want to damage them. No, we do not want them damaged. Okay. Right, well, now we've got some PE. Now, I will try and get to see it through the bag because I don't want to go taking them out. The less playing around with things, the less chance of damaging them. Okay, so there's one piece of PE, the PA fret. Okay, and as you can see, some really, really fine PE there. Okay, you got your usual big grills, which are quite nice, and we've got a bit of rope that you can use for your tow ropes. Little bit hairy for my liking, I prefer not to use it. I will be making some nice wire ones myself. I'll be spinning a bit of wire. Okay, so we got more grill covers. Okay, in piece B. Okay, trying not to get that shine off it. Right. And we have a small one then. Okay. This is the C sprue for the filter switch. And judging from them, there doesn't seem to be much folding involved. Not much at all, which is good. I don't like folding. I'm not good at folding, and I need a bender. Yes, that's not going on a bender, which is another word for going on the piss or going out getting drunk, but a photo etch bender, which I do not possess. Okay, if anybody out there has a spare one they'd like to give me, I would gladly accept it. But anyway, so now it's time to start looking at the plastic. So down to the plastic now. We're going to start looking with the lower and the upper hull. Okay, we start with the bottom. We start at the bum and work our way up. Okay, so we've got some nice detail there. Okay, a little bit of detail on the bottom, but then again, remember we're putting the big plate onto it, so it doesn't really matter too much. But holes and all that pre-drilled and everything, it seems quite solid. Okay, quite rigid, and a nice sounding plastic. Yes, plastic sounds nice anyway, and that's half the battle. Okay, so let's look at the moulding there on the top of the turret, or the top of the turret here, John, on the upper deck. Okay, the engine deck and the upper hull. Again, quite nice moulding. Bits that are, say, pre-moulded on, that would say this was a dragon kit. Now you'd have to go putting all those little bits and pieces on yourself. But as you can see, they are very, very nicely moulded on indeed. Very, very nice. And with the addition then of our couple of little bits of photo etch, that will make them even prettier. Okay, so that is our upper and lower hull. Okay, so now we've got Sprue A. Okay, Sprue A now has our wheels. Okay, there we go, Sprue A. Oh, come on, Sprue A. And Sprue A has our wheels. If I just change the light just a little bit, there we go, makes it a little bit easier. Okay, so we've got our wheels. Okay, the moulding is quite nice, and then detail pretty okay. Don't see any problems with it. Okay, there's our drive sprockets. A little bit of flash in the center of that, but it's in the center, so we're not worried about it. There's the other piece then for the drive sprocket, the inner and the outer. Okay, and this little ones then I presume are the idlers at the back. Again, moulding is pretty okay. Let's see those bolt detail. Not bad at all. Okay, okay. So that is Sprue A. And here we have Sprue B. It is quite a large sprue, as you can see. But after reading through the instructions, there are quite a lot of parts that are not used on Sprue B. Okay, it gives us a little list down here at the bottom. We'll have a quick look at them as soon as it's there. Yeah, B1, B4, B5, B7, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 and 35, 40, 41, 54. Okay, so there's quite a lot of parts on this sprue that are not actually used. That includes that little tower, okay, that goes onto the turret for deep wading. Okay, but we'll have a look at the rest of these parts anyway. We'll have a look at parts, even ones we're not going to use. Quite a lot of flash on this sprue, I must say. Now it's on the sprue, so I presume there's going to be a reasonable amount of cleanup on the parts themselves. Not really seeing any at the moment, but I'm sure it's there. Okay, so let's have a closer look at these parts. Excuse me, I'm just going to turn the light away a little bit there. See, does that improve the autofocus on this? Because it's, for some reason, the camera doesn't like the color of these parts. Okay, and this is my good camera, so no complaints. Okay, it's definitely the color of the parts. If you see it on the green background, will it make it any difference? Just a little there. Okay, we got some spare track parts. Okay, we've got our return rollers there. I'd say they're different covers and things. There's that yokes. We're definitely not using them anyway. We've got our smoke launchers. Okay, let's have a close look at them. Got some twine hitches and things. Okay, we've got the cable ends. Some more milk launchers. Over here then we've got some tools. Right, some hatch covers and things like that. Towing hooks. A couple more eyes there for cable. Aerial stumpy bits, I guess. And our sort of that shooty little thing that goes onto the turret. Okay, the modern version of the MG34 or MG42. Don't know what this one is. The MG54 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Don't hold me to it. Okay, and some shovels and a saw. Yes, a bow saw. Okay, so that is Sprue B. Now, pity that the old camera doesn't like these sprues. But I mean, they're okay thing, but when they go close up, it doesn't want to go close up to them at all. Okay. Anyway, that is Sprue B. Our next sprue is Sprue Q. Okay, on Q. Let's be on Q. We've got aerials. I think there are support brackets and all that for the slat armor. A couple of hatch covers. Detail on them is actually quite nice. It's there. Okay. Most of these parts are pretty smooth. You know, modern armor isn't as bulky and things as World War II armor, but the condition of the parts seem okay. One of the things I'm not really fond of, okay, with this kit, if you notice the sprue gate there where it joins the part, it's actually quite wide. Okay, just kind of leaves it open to kind of damage them, if you get my drift. So when you're cutting them off, I'd go back as far from the piece as possible. When the piece is off, then you can go closer where you can get kind of a better sort of, should we say, attack it better and get them off easier. But this for the pieces joining the sprue, it seems quite large and quite chunky in places. So I would be careful in taking the pieces off. Okay. You can see that where it's what I'm saying about reacting with the camera. It's zooming in perfectly, but then it gets a kind of a reflection because the plastic is so light. The pieces are actually quite nice, okay? And that, like I said, is Sprue Q. Sprue Q, and as you can guess, I'm not going alphabetically. Here we have Sprue N. No, you need to sort of zoom in too much with this one. We've got our belly plate. We've got all that, well, not all of it, but we've got a lot of our slat armor there. And we've got another piece here. I think this piece here goes onto the turret. Not 100% sure. No, or that's the front of the vehicle actually. Okay, so a little bit of detail there on the belly plate. Not much, pretty faint. And it's not just the camera, it's actually quite faint. Right, we've got our slat armor. And thank God that there's no flash in there, because that'd be a nightmare cleaning all the flash off them, wouldn't it? Okay, and we've got that piece then that goes on, I think like the front, it goes on the front, I'm not 100% sure. Okay. it's quite nicely moulded. We'll call this the pimply piece. There we go. Pimply piece. If I hold it steadier, it would be easier for focusing, John, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Anyway, lads, that is Sprue N. Sprue P, and it's got plenty more of that slat armour. Okay. And a couple of what I can only presume are parts for holding it on. Like I said. Well, the detail is actually quite nice on them, really is. You know, look at their, you know, the detail is actually quite nice, and there isn't a little bit of clean up on some of those parts. Not too much flash, not too much at all, but the detail is actually quite nice on them. That part is just quite flat, so there's no detail on that one. But yep, pretty okay, pretty okay. And that, like I said, is Sprue P. Oh, for a quick pee. Okay, so this is one of our kind of important sprues. Most of the sprues I can literally kind of flick through reasonably quick. I mean, there isn't very much detail on a lot of the parts. I haven't a clue what half of them are called anyway. And just, you know, I'll flick through some of the ones that are, you know, small parts, things like that. But I think that's that I think are significant parts. We'll do a little bit more in-depth, a little bit more detail on them. Okay, so these are all definitely turret parts, okay, and they're exterior parts, as in you're going to get to see them. So that bolt detail there is actually quite nice there on the on that piece, as is that. Okay, quite crisp moulding. There's those pointy bits at I think they're actually at the very front of the turret. Give the turret that nice really pointy front. Okay, so we've got our gun, our main shooty thing with the fume extractor there at the back. Or just, it's not a fume extractor, it's a can't remember exactly what it's called. Well, it's got to do with recoil and all that kind of good stuff. I'm not a tanker, I was infantry, so I don't really know exactly. And just because I've made loads of tanks, that doesn't mean I know loads about tanks. I just like the look of them and I enjoy making them. Okay. But nice detail on that gun. Just a look on the inside of it as to attaching points. 1, 2, 3. I like that, and they're nice and big as well. So, you know, not too much detail to kind of try and clean up around for gluing it together. Just be careful. Okay, so we've got the swivel point for the gun. Nice bit of flash in there, but that's the main block that the gun will pop into. That's technical term. I haven't a clue what that is, but there's a fair old bit of flash on that one, isn't there? Fair bit of cleanup on that. Shall we say, my hobby knife and my sanders will be busy on this kit for flash. Which is quite surprising for a reasonably new kit, I must say, and for Hobby Boss. But There is quite a number. I mean, it's not blatant flash, but there's quite a lot of it there. As you can see, around small little pieces. But thank God it's not on the that slat armour. That would drive me absolutely up the bloody wall. So that is Sprue D. We've also got a small one, which is Sprue K, which was in the bag with Sprue B. No, it's not D. Sprue. Yep, it is Sprue D. Sorry, beg your pardon. The gun was Sprue D. Here is Sprue M, which, by the looks of that, is the back of the tank. Yes, the back of the tank. Okay. So we've got our, say, our indicators and brake lights, mud flaps, and grill for the back of the vehicle. And again, you can see that there, the seam line along there, quite nasty. I mean, it'll clean off okay. You can clean it off quite easy. You know, quick little scrape there. That removes most of it, as you can see. But the fact that you've got to even do that is quite surprising. But nice detail there on the lights. They're nicely pronounced. It should be easy enough for painting and all that. But again, quite a lot of cleanup. Quite a lot of cleanup on this kit. Okay, and we've got a couple of other little things down there. I don't know what they are. They're small and they're come on. Then we've got two, and they're practically identical. So whatever they are, I do not know. There we go. Little dimply bits. All right. Little dimply bits. And they've got a kind of a triangle to them. So that is, again, like I said, Sprue M. Here we have Sprue L. We have two of these. These are our suspension parts. Okay, so we are going to have a reasonably close look at these. But there's a lot of them there, and they have a flash there and that. You know, that's what the piece is probably supposed to look like, and there we go, one quite flashy. Alright, and we've got our suspension arms. Right. Pity it wasn't in a darker plastic, it would show up much easier. For some reason, this plastic is quite reflective on the camera, and the camera doesn't like it at all. It doesn't want to zoom in at all on it. So when you go a bit close to it, it's trying to find its okay. So there we go, the Sprue L. I can imagine using the old camera on this. It would go mental altogether. But anyway, that is Sprue L. Okay. Now I will have a couple of close-up pics of all the sprues at the end. I'll just take some still pics and we'll stick them up. Okay, Sprue J. Now Sprue J has our side skirts. Detail on them is not bad at all. Okay, it is not bad at all. Now what appears to be happening, and I seem to have noticed this, is the parts that are purely for the A6, shall we say, the Leopard 2 A6M, you know, specific for this one, they don't seem to have much flash in them at all, whereas say other parts that would be used for all the other leopard 2s seem to have a reasonable bit of flash in them. You know, I don't know whether, no, I thought it was a bit of flash, and it's actually not. But I mean, the detail on them is actually quite nice, and these pieces are sort of, obviously they're specific for this this variant, and they seem to be a newer mold. Like the date on the box says 2017, but I just did the check there on ScaleMates, and they're showing sort of 2010, right? So obviously for the Leopard 2, there'll be some parts will be from 2010 and other parts then right up to 2017 for that. So that's Sprue J, and inside in the Sprue J bag there was another little sprue, this one here, okay, and it's the centerpiece for the back, okay. It's Sprue K. It's the centerpiece there for the back of the vehicle. Nicely detailed, some nice detail there. Again, the camera is not a lover of these pieces. I'm just hoping the still photographs aren't as hard to focus in, but at least they'll be focused anyway. Okay, so there we go. Sprue K allows the center for the rear of the vehicle. Okay, here we have Sprue E. Appear to be more turret parts. Okay. Quite fragile actually. Well, it's good, this gives an extra little bit of support. I like that, so because you won't go breaking off the little legs here on these. I think there are extra other little baskets that go onto the turret. Okay, but quite thin, and like I was saying there about parts that are specific for the Leopard 2 A6, they don't seem to have any flash on these ones, and if it is there, it's very, very minimal compared to, say, the parts that are would be generic to any Leopard 2s. They seem to have that little bit more more flash to them. Yeah, even if I go close in, it definitely doesn't like that. It's causing a little black spot there. Well, the detail is actually quite nice. I mean, I can't whinge or crib about the detail. The only little, say, things that I can say against this kit so far are, you know, a reasonable bit of cleanup of the parts. Quite a lot of the parts have flash on them. Some seam lines are thick on some of the parts. But overall, the parts are actually quite nice. The moulding is lovely on them. It's just down to the fit and finish now, really, isn't it? And see how they fit. We're almost at the end, lads, so bear with me. There's only one or two more sprues to go. And this was Sprue E. Sprue E. And this was our last bag, believe it or not. Yep, our last bag of sprues. We've got the underside of the turret. Right. Again, some rather nice detail there on that. Okay, underside of the turret, and the say the main body of the turret. It's one piece. It's like, you know, it's quite solid, which is handy because you don't have to go building up sides or anything. You're not going to make any mistakes with that. It's quite a solid piece, quite nice plastic, and a few of the bits and pieces already pre-molded on. Okay, we've got the commander's periscopes there, and some nice sort of locator marks and holes and things for all the other little add-on bits and pieces. Fit wise, let's see, that will obviously fit onto that. Oh yes, I think I remember seeing this before. It actually goes back like that. Yes, it goes back that far. So it actually goes back that far, so you can get to see the rough side of the turret itself. It's actually quite large. Okay, a nice sized turret. So that's all the plastic, lads. All that's left to have a look at really are some, say, rubber parts. We call them rubber parts. Rubber parts. Right, we've got some polycaps. Okay, standard polycaps. You don't need to kind of zoom in and see polycaps. And we've got our rubber band tracks. Now they seem quite strong, quite heavy. The detail on them, let's have a look. See the way the black comes up much nicer than that sort of extra shiny grey. Little bit of clean up on the track, on the rubber tracks. There's a couple of little knobby things to kind of clean out of it. Yeah, not the best of detail on them, I must admit. They're not bad. They're not bad at all, but horrible ejector marks there on the bottom. They'll all have to be cleaned off, and as we know, trying to clean them off rubber is a lot harder than cleaning them off plastic, but hopefully they'll go together okay. A little bit of clean up on them. Cleaning up off rubber is actually quite hard, but we'll be kind of roughing them up anyway, because they don't stay nice and clean and shiny in real life, so they don't. But it's these little knobby bits there. I'm not a lover of them. See if we can get a kind of a close up on them. You can see it there. You know, if they're going to give you rubber band tracks, we think they'd kind of just a little bit better. I mean, I did the Academy M1A2 V2 Sep 2, and it came with link and length, individual track lengths, I beg your pardon, and rubber. Okay, it came with both, and the rubber tracks were absolutely gorgeous. They're really top quality, sort of leaps ahead of these ones. And that was an Academy kit, and this is Hobby Boss, and you'd kind of expect Hobby Boss to be just a little bit better, but no, I must admit the Academy ones were much nicer. So overall, yeah, it's okay. It's not a bad kit. I was actually expecting a little bit better in the quality from a Hobby Boss kit. I really was. I don't know what I was expecting. It's just the last couple of Hobby Boss kits that I have built were at a really good, really high standard, whereas this isn't to the same standards as previous Hobby Boss kits that I have purchased and built in the past. But the moulding seems quite nice. It's just down to sort of finish, as in, you know, a little bit of clean up to be done to them. Just the mold, just little things like that. A lot of flash in places I don't really expect to see it. Seam lines, things like that. So if that's all I've got to whinge about, in other words, I've got a little bit extra work to do when I'm building it. Boo-hoo, John. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo. So anyway, that's it for this this unboxing. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've learned something from it, if you were thinking of actually purchasing this kit. Don't be put off yet. Don't be put off yet. Stay tuned for a little while and watch me build up this kit, and we'll decide a bit at a later stage whether it's a goodie or a baddie. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to add on a nice photograph of each of the sprues, so you can kind of pause the video and have a look yourselves at each piece, and make up your own mind from there. So all that's left for me to say is enjoy your modelling, stay safe, stay tuned to the channel, and the easiest way to do that would be to subscribe to the channel. And if you have already, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. And hit the bell. And by hitting the bell, then you'll be notified as soon as I upload another video. And my next couple of videos, of course, will be the building of this kit. And let's hope it works out nice, because it looks nice. I'd like to actually kind of make a nice job of it. Okay. So all that's left for me to say is stay safe. See you soon. Go out and buy yourself a kit. Build it and enjoy it. And full of wind. And I will talk to you soon. Stay safe. Ta-ra.